Hi VC, Dale Gatefield 33 here. So this is a bit of probably a show and tell, I'll say. That's probably what it is. Yeah, probably a show and tell. And there's been a number of these done over the years and this is about how I store my records, not how I file them, but how I kind of keep my records safe and sound, shall we say. So, and you know, I've done various different things over the years, and I've seen different people show different things, but this is what works for me, and it may not work for everyone else, but it works for me. So let's start with the simplest is I get a used record. What do I do if I get a used record? So I just recently shown this. This I got for free. So it's a Sandy Shaw's Greatest Hits used record of little monetary value, but if it's going to go in the collection, everything gets the same treatment. So first thing is I would take the record out of the sleeve, jacket, cover, whatever you want to call it, and I will clean it. I've got a Project vacuum record cleaner. I will clean it on there, and the original sleeve, the original inner sleeve, I'll probably leave in here if it's in reasonable condition, and I will put the record, once it's been cleaned, in one of these new poly-lined sleeves. And this is sort of Dale's rule number one, but I've seen different things on this, but I don't understand some of these others. But then the record, in this case, if the sleeve is perfectly intact and there's no risk of causing any further damage to the record goes into the sleeve. You know, I guess for me the clue is in the name. This is a sleeve or a cover or a jacket, and it's there to protect the record. I see a lot of people show storing their records. Let's do this for now, like storing records like that. I really don't get that. I get that it's more convenient, but is it? So for me, the risk here is, you know, you maybe got the record or records in a stack of records, you put it down on a surface and don't realise that there's something on that surface that is of harder material or is prominent on the surface, a coin, a screw, something that's on the surface, and it's going to damage the grooves in the record. If you had it in the jacket, it might damage the cover, but as we say, we don't play the covers, we play the records. So for me, where possible, the record goes in the cover, and then it goes into a plastic sleeve, which I'll talk about in a second. So that's kind of something that I follow. Say if there are reasons sometimes where, as I say, it's just they make the sleeve too tight, and you know it's really tight, and you think if you, because to be honest, you know, I've got several thousand records. I'm not going to play this record every day. I'm going to play it once every 2 years, and so the 20 seconds it takes to take it out of the plastic sleeve, take the record out and put it on, the 20 extra seconds, you know, so what to me? So the convenience of having the record in the plastic sleeve and being able to pull it out, to me, is outweighed by the risk factor. Obviously for this record I don't really care because it's not, say, no value, but if it was a Vertigo Swirl that I was storing like that to show the Vertigo Swirl, and I put it down on a screw and trashed the groove on my Vertigo Swirl, I'd be distraught. If I dented my cover, I'd be unhappy, but I wouldn't be distraught. Anyway, I banged on about that. So whilst I've got this, then let's talk about these things. So when I first got back into collecting vinyl about 10 years ago now, I bought a lot of these. I recognise it's good to have covers on your records or outer sleeves, and I bought the 250, I think, micron, sort of fairly flimsy plastic or polythene sleeves, and they did me fine for a year or two. And then I thought, must be something better than that. It's not, it's not the greatest, way of storing a record. So then I upgraded and ended up replacing a lot of sleeves for the 400 micron polythene sleeve, but so it was a bit thicker and felt a bit more luxurious when I was getting my records out, but it didn't really change much, and as you'll see, it doesn't, to me, present the records brilliantly. So what I did about a year or so ago is I upgraded to, well, not upgraded, I changed to these. They're a bit more sort of not brittle, but they're less kind of, not polythene, they're more plasticky sleeves, and they're made by, I think, by a general packaging company, food packaging company, that they do a vinyl version, but they do all sorts of packaging for all sorts of products. And I think mine come from Holland, I think. And this is, I'll probably picked a bad example here because I'm sticking out the sleeve a bit. They're quite snug, which I like. They're quite snug, but they are crystal clear, and to me they even enhance. It might be a kind of an illusion, but they sort of cut my finger there. They enhance, particularly where there's a photograph or the artwork. Some great artwork. They really show it off to me. Obviously, on the camera it doesn't look great because I'm probably not doing anything about the glare, but. So I now use these, particularly, obviously, and any record that's got nice artwork on it. And they do this version, which is, they do them with the flaps or without the flaps. So another thing, I hate these sealable flaps. To me, they're much more trouble than they're worth. So these they do them without the flaps, open, and to me that's perfect for me. That's what I want. And originally I had hoped. Because another thing I was trying to get from them was that I could put them on that way round, so that, come back to the convenience thing, I got a bit more convenience where this bit was open and I could take the record out. But what I find is it's not quite as tight or snug, and when I put this record in or other records in, when you're pushing the record into the shelves, it kind of forces the cover off a bit, and you end up with this going on. So whilst it didn't give me that sort of outcome, it did still give me what I think is a much better visual experience. I mean, I know this is all very sad. I'm sorry, I'm a sad person. So I've kind of had I've got several hundred outer sleeves that I'm kind of gradually getting rid of when I sell records. I'm putting them in them when I send to people, because I keep replacing my sleeves. They do this in a single version, and they do it in a slightly bigger. You won't be able to see it. Slightly bigger double. The double doesn't work. It's good for double albums and gatefold albums. Let me find one. There's one. Yeah, I've shown this before. So this Nicholas Godin is a gatefold. So it's in, but there's quite a bit more give in it. So it's fine. But they make them in two sizes. Okay. So that's used records and covers. I'll now get on to new records. So when I get a new record, and this depends. So I think I've got 4 different examples here. So let's start with the simplest. Got this yesterday. This is a reissue that Be With Records have put out of a early 70s, late 60s, early 70s hard rock album. It's quite famous for being very, very rare. Fuzzy Duck, so Be With have reissued it. Got it yesterday, and this is, if you like, bog standard in terms of what you're going to get. So it's a record. It's got straight cellophane cover, no hype stickers, and when I've already slit it open, so I've slit it open, and when I pull it out, it comes with a polylined sleeve. So for me, that's easy. So again, another rule that will shock some people is, first thing, get that cellophane off. I do not get this. It's in the shrink. It's in the shrink. To me, and I see that on Discog, it's in the shrink. That's a negative for me, particularly on used records. It means it's been gathering grime and it's got some scabby, horrible, shrinky, crinkly covering over the artwork that's been gathering dust and grime for years. In the shrink, I just do not get it. And it might be because I think in the UK, in the certainly in the 70s, I'm not sure we had our albums in the shrink often. I think they came without it, so I just don't get. I certainly wouldn't as well. I wouldn't pay. To me, in the shrink is a minus, not a plus in terms of value, and so any record I get, shrink off, because people have, but maybe it's not the best example, but people have laboured over the artwork of this record and chosen it, and why obscure it? Let's enjoy the artwork and the record. So shrink off always. Nice clear outer sleeve, showing the thing off to its best. And as I said, with a polyline sleeve, I haven't got much more to do. Record will be clean. I clean all my records before I play them. Even brand new polyline sleeved records, I clean them just to get rid of that extra. I think I find a clean on the wet cleaner gets rid of any kind of excess static or any kind of a loose fill or whatever there might be on some records. You get rid of it before you play records. So I always clean a record before I play it. So I haven't cleaned this one yet because I just opened it. So I'll put that back in there now to keep it safe. So that's the straightforward version. I've just dented it on my arm of my chair. Okay, next level of complexity. Another new album. I've already opened this, split this as well, but I haven't taken it out. So new album in the shrink, but comes in those horrible paper sleeves. So the only thing that's different about this then is, so it'll be shrink off, wet clean, but put the paper sleeve back in here and get a new polyline sleeve for the record to stop static build up and paper scuffs of in and out with these rubbishy paper sleeves that I hate. So that's second level sophistication. Third level sophistication, probably third level sophistication. Okay, new album. I've had this for a while, so shrink's already got off and gone, but this came with a hype sticker. So what did I do? And it came with a hype sticker and it came with a horrible paper sleeve. So the hype sticker, I will, if I can, I'll keep that bit of plastic and I'll try and peel the hype sticker off and stick it on the original, just stick it on the original sleeve to keep it on there with the record. If I can't get it off the plastic, I will keep it inside the cover. and potentially I will, if needs be, if it comes with like download code and hype sticker and all that, I've got little plastic CD wallets, and I'll put it all in there and put it inside the record. Okay, next level is an album comes in the shrink, but it comes with a big and interesting hype sticker. So if it just says 180 gram vinyl, I'm probably not going to keep the hype sticker. But if it says something about the album that you want to keep, to remember. So in this case, this is an extra Record Store Day purchase that I bought online, because when I did queue up for Record Store Day 2020 August drop, they didn't have this. So this is a reissue of Studio One and Rockers on limited green vinyl. But and this brings up another thing as well. So if it comes with a custom inner sleeve, these also tend to cause static. But so what I do with these is I'll take the record out, clean the record. But for this, I have got a different type of inner sleeve. Here's the one I prepared earlier, like Blue Peter. So I don't use this inner sleeve typically. I got this type of inner sleeve, so it's still a polythene or slightly thicker polythene sleeve, but it's square and it's just a polythene. And what I do with that is you can slide it into the inner sleeve and the custom inner, and it creates a poly-lined custom inner. So then you can continue to use the custom inner for your record, but it's got a polythene lining in it, so it doesn't get the paper scuffs or the static. And so then the next thing I will do for this, which I haven't done yet, shrink off, save this. I will cut this out, and then because I've got a custom inner with a polythene lining in it, I can drop the hype sticker in the gap between the inner sleeve and the plastic lining, and it can stay there for safekeeping, and I can obviously get it out and do the same with like use download codes and things like that. Anything that's got a kind of a good, strong association with the record. If it's just bog standard random, I'll get rid of it. So that's next level. And just to show that, here's when I've just received this album, or no, I received it a week or two ago, but I haven't done it yet. So what am I going to do with this, just to kind of complete the picture, is it has got a hype sticker, and the hype sticker is relevant and worth keeping. So after this, it will be shrink off. Because I've got a custom inner sleeve, I'm not going to peel the hype sticker off and stick it on the custom inner sleeve. So it's going to be take my inner, put it in the, sorry, I'm not doing this very well, put it in the custom inner sleeve, retrieve the record that I have just cleaned, put that, put that inside the polythene inner. This is it. Oops, lose a download code. Cut this out, keep the hype sticker, pop that in the little gap, put the insert back in the record, pop the record in a crystal clear sleeve, and job done. Okay, cheers, thanks, bye.